Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Killah Threat,
It's your boy Cool Cal.
and this is most definitely another episode of Welcome to the Lou Town Podcast. Like always, we appreciate the love, we appreciate the feedback, we appreciate the comments, good, bad, and ugly. Today's episode, we are going to cover something that I think is very important for our community to dissect. It's
Basically,
selfishness versus.
selflessness.
So, let me go ahead and break down the definitions of what being selfish is. The definition, by what I'm reading here on Google, is seeking or concentrating on one's own advantage, pleasure, or well-being without regard for others. So, it's just basically just looking out for self and only concerned with self. You ain't really tripping off of the betterment of anybody else around you or those that are not around you. So, and I don't like selfish people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it does anybody any good in our community when we just have a whole bunch of selfish individuals. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It can really get really turbulent at times if you just have a whole lot of selfishness going on. You can go ahead and charge that to some crimes that go on, but sometimes that could
Greed.
be. Yeah. Greed. Yeah.
That's an example of selfishness. That's probably the most common example that we in our community can identify with. You know what I'm saying? Greed. I want it all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sometimes I feel like if I can say that crimes could be like can be for a selfish standpoint, but then sometimes it could be from a selfless standpoint, like Robin Hood type of crime, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. I know people that usually have to go ahead and do kick doors and go ahead and up that burner, up that tone. Usually have a family that they can't take care of no other way if they can't get a job or if they don't have any other means of income. They still, it's their job to go ahead and bring something to the table. So
Yeah, but that's still a selfish act because you still take it from somebody that may be working hard.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those guys, we know a lot of those guys had their own selfish ambition, to be for real. We say a lot of things like, I'm doing this to feed my kids, I'm doing this to take care of. That's something that we subconsciously tell ourselves to justify what we doing that may not be right. And justify, the meaning is pretty much just as if I didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah, doing those type of things, like a friend I went to school with, somebody just took his car. He a hard-working guy, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me the guy that took his car for joyriding
No.
was doing it for a selfless reason.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? That's selfish.
Yeah.
You know, thankfully they caught the dude in the car. You know, but yeah, man. There are people that do those type of things because they feel like their back is against the wall. They have no other options. That's how they make feel. But for the most part, we know there's options out here. Especially when you're a certain age. You just want to do what you want to do.
Facts.
That's selfish.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And by all means, with that last statement that I made, I was just playing the devil's advocate, trying to go ahead and place myself in those people's or individual shoes that might go ahead and do these acts. And then that might more than likely be the reason they'll be like, well, I'm feeding my kids, I'm feeding my family, so on and so forth. Which I understand desperate times calls for desperate measures, but when it all boils down to reality, there are so many options now. You know what I'm saying, that you can choose from, pick from. So
There were options then. And I said that because I can just use myself. When I was doing certain things out here, I would tell myself those lies to make myself feel better. But with growth and maturity, you know, nah, you had options.
Yeah.
This is what you wanted to be into.
Right.
So I'm using myself as that example.
Yeah. like I say, I ain't never had to go ahead and do anything of the sort. I mean, I most definitely had to do some things to get some money though. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the 9 to 5 wasn't cracking off back in my previous life. But yeah, most definitely back then, since I didn't have no kids, I didn't have no family or anything like that, it most definitely was for selfish reasons. Even if it was to pay my own bills, you know what I'm saying, or to go ahead and put food on my own table, that's still a me situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes we have to look ourselves in the mirror or have that talk with the man in the mirror.
It be the hardest talk you can have sometimes. A lot of folks scared of that mirror. Don't be scared of the mirror.
Yeah, because I know a lot of folks don't want to go ahead and take on that ugliness that they put out in the world and look at themselves and know that they are the individual or were a part of individuals that done that type of thing. So
absolutely.
Now, you know, going over the definition of being selfish, I like being selfless. You know what I'm saying? And basically the definition of being selfless is the complete opposite of being selfish. So it means like putting your best foot forward for not only you but those around you, to see them thrive, to see them progress, to see them win. You know what I'm saying? And usually it's hard for people in our community to do, just because we have so many barriers against us already. Seem like every time we try to go ahead and reach the finish line, somebody keep pushing the finish line back further, you know?
Yeah.
So with that being a fact, some people have to go ahead and look out for self more so than anything nowadays. But talking to my father, he was like, back in the day, people would just be happy that to see other people winning, like kids in the neighborhood would be happy that other kids are getting scholarships to go play sports or scholarships just to go to school, just so they can get out the environment that they were in.
Yeah, just to piggyback on top of that, like years ago, back in the day, if you was a kid in the neighborhood that played ball or you was an honor roll student, the guys in the street, they would encourage that kid. They would, no, keep doing your books. The world has changed now. They'll try to bring that kid down now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those things have definitely changed.
Yeah, because you already know, just like you say, the hustlers will go ahead and see the greatness in individuals, in the kids, and want them to get out of said situations. Nowadays, you'll have hustlers that won't even do that anymore, like you say. They'll rather go ahead and pull the kid in the game, school them on the game, and if they moving or pushing something, go ahead and move and push this and bring me back my return. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing them more as an asset to their pockets. You know what I'm saying? Instead of worried about their well-being. So, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's real crazy. But you know, as a community, we gotta be able to go ahead and comb through that. Go ahead and get the bad apples out. I know it's gonna take time to go ahead and comb through some communities, you know what I'm saying, especially with people minding their own business for one, and then two, other people, you know, just ain't trying to snitch or be in other people's business by any means, you know what I'm saying, and they just worry about their family and so on and so forth. But I think about being selfless is like, if you see a lost soul or a lost kid out there, you know what I'm saying, and you can see the potential in them, go ahead and drop some knowledge on them. Go ahead and try to be a big brother or a big sister to them, you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Do it respectfully though, cause I didn't say be they mama or be they daddy, be they brother or they sister. You know what I'm saying. Let they mama and daddy be they mama and daddy.
You know what I'm saying.
So now, let's go ahead and bust out some historical people that were selfless. We're going to start off with selfless, because selfish is so easy. We're going to start off with the selflessness real quick, Cal. So, and this is just what they represented for the betterment of humanity. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's for their city, state, or the country. You know what I'm saying? Which later on, their acts have been notarized and recognized all over the world throughout history. So we can go ahead and start off with Martin Luther King, which everybody know Martin Luther King had a dream. He's from Georgia. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing his thing in the past when he was living. Rest in peace. God bless the dead. He was doing his thing, being on television, practicing a non-violent movement, like a turn the other cheek type deal, to try to encourage peace. Shoot. And I feel like that's very selfless in some instincts, you know what I'm saying? Just because he wanted to see betterment for the whole entire group of people back then, no matter if they got beat down on Selma.
Or was it selfish?
I mean, it could have been selfish. I can't call it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, you could say that people go ahead and establish these roads or take these lanes that nobody else ever takes. Mm-hmm. And then the perception is, since the people in these communities put them on a pedestal, that don't mean they did that initially to be placed on a pedestal. But every group, just like every team, basketball, football, whatever, you gotta have a captain.
Absolutely. Or it could have been their intention to eventually be put on the pedestal, because everyone wants to go down in history one way or the other. Everyone wants to leave some kind of mark one way or the other. Mm-hmm. So it could have been some selfishness in there.
Yeah, I would like to have a nice eulogy myself. I know that's pretty selfish. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's the music, the podcast, the videos, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. I would like to have a nice eulogy, but no time soon though.
Nah, no time soon.
Another person who could have been selfish or selfless, and I think this was selfless as well, is Mr. Malcolm X. And everybody know Malcolm X, leader, or one of the leaders of the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Followed everything under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you know, he's a person that came from a hard place, did petty theft, got locked up, found Allah in prison, then studied the Muslim readings, the Muslim teachings, anything that was under Islam he was about. Then when he got released, he was no longer red anymore. He was Malcolm X. He decided to go into his neighborhood and draw people together. First, just like we spoke on last episode, changing the narrative, what people thought about each other, recognizing that we are truly kings and queens and we have self-worth in this life that we live. Once he established that, established conversation, established trust, they really wanted to practice what I said last episode, like group economics, but it was just strictly for black people. You know what I'm saying? The African American people. I'll put that in quotes. You know what I'm saying? But it was just for the betterment of the community, especially dealing with all the racial tensions back then that him and MLK had to deal with. Now, I can't say that that it was done selfishly, because maybe because of him having to deal with so much strife.
How come you can't?
What, being selfish?
Yeah. When did he become a part of Islam?
When he was locked up.
Was that a selfish move to take that road while you locked up?
I don't think.
It could be.
It could be, but I wouldn't think that would be something that I would say, just because, like, when you lock down and have to sit, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't got nothing but books to read, and from that you go ahead, from that circumstance you're going to evolve, you know what I'm saying, into who you supposed to be. Now, evolution ain't never selfish, you know what I'm saying, especially if it's just self and betterment. Now, if a person wants to make themselves better, I guess you could say that's being selfish. But if you making yourself better, or you're willing to change yourself so you can see a change, which betters the community, I see that as an act of being selfless.
But once again, he was assembling people.
Yeah.
He took a leadership role.
Facts.
Could that be all in all to be self-exalted in the end?
Nah, but I guess that's why Islam did what Islam, or the Muslims did what the Muslims did. You know what I'm saying? With the keep my hand out your pocket, bang, 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 shot, shot, shot.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's a interesting situation with that. How that all transpired. It was a lot of selfishness and on both ends, and how that situation ended up.
Yeah, man. I think it was just because his teachings changed when he went to go do his pilgrimage. You know what I'm saying? To Mecca. It changed from just being strictly,
You know what I'm saying?
just for the black or the African American folk, to him realizing that it's more colors or races that worship Allah than just black or African American folk. So when his message changed, then the feelings towards Malcolm changed. So we all know how that played out, so I'm not going to even go any further into that. Rest in power, Mr. Malcolm X. But you have tons of selfless people that done things for the community, like the Black Panther parties, Huey P. Newton, you know what I'm saying, putting the neighborhoods on point with policing, the police that police the neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, Fred Hampton
And Bobby Seals.
who went on and did he had meals, like free meals for like the kids or families in the neighborhood that he would actually do and give out. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure. They also had like after school activities as well. I wish that could have been more nationwide, which I know the Black Panther Party was spread nationwide, and that was to the government some type of way being dangerous, like they was going to more than likely try to infiltrate or overtake the government's control of all the citizens in the states or whatnot.
Well, the government is kind of taking over some things that the Panthers introduced, such as WIC, among other things. But that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then for the upmost
Selfless.
entity known to all mankind is Jesus Christ himself. Jesus ain't, you know what I'm saying, like some folk in some religions say died for our sins, we wouldn't have the opportunity to be saved as far as being a community. Some people believe that we are the chosen, you know what I'm saying, and if that is the case, then he made sure that we will be good in the afterlife. We would never know anything regarding what the higher power will want if he ain't decide to come on down here and then sacrifice his own life. And then that only he became a sacrificial lamb, as they call it, once he decided to go into the world and spread the word, which would be the same thing that we would need to do in our community. If you knowledge and know something in here, don't be selfish and keep it to self. You have to go ahead and become the change to see a change. So with Jesus in this instance being a change, or seeing a change, or being a change where he's putting these birds in people's ears, sowing these seeds as they call it, you know what I'm saying, it changes people's thought process. So
Yeah, that could be one way of looking at it.
yeah, but I don't.
It can also be looked at as selfish for him being now exalted.
Oh yeah, like that. Like I say, for all my Christian folk, Pentecostal folk, Baptist folks, I think it's no stranger. Nobody is strange to this saying, or feels that the saying is strange when they say that we should work. We got a jealous God. We worship a jealous God.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be nothing, no idols, no anything worship or exalted besides.
But where does jealousy stem from? Would that be a trait of selfishness?
I guess yeah, it would be a trait of selfishness. So you know,
Things to make you think.
facts. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think Jesus, you could say God is selfish because they do say that in the Bible. I think Jesus was selfless because I don't think God is gonna he'll go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, deliver you, save you, and all that. You know what I'm saying, bring you in wide open arms as long as you go stick to the code that he put down. You know what I'm saying? Stick to the principles of the commandments that he laid forth. You know what I'm saying? If you show that you unloyal to him, he's gonna just reciprocate that love. That's being selfish? Yeah. I know it, I mean, cause he gave you life. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's being selfless enough to giving you some type of existence.
True, but you have some that say, well, I didn't ask for you to give me life.
You'd be like, strike down on
You
this.
could have kept me in the back where I was cool.
In the cut.
Yeah. I didn't choose to be here and pay bills.
Right. I didn't choose this adult lifestyle. I just ain't feel like going to bed at 9 p.m. every night.
Yeah, so.
Man. But now the historic examples of those that are most definitely selfish will be like law enforcement. Once they get that badge on, it's a wrap, Cal.
Yeah. You know, we do have some very selfish people in law enforcement. Not all of them. Same thing is just this judicial system, this government. Very selfish, self-serving people in those fields. But it's not all of them. But, you know, if there's so many in the bunch, it's hard to see what's what.
Very
you know,
true.
it's hard to trust
Yeah,
when it
man.
comes to those.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. It's not 100% of law enforcement or the people that's behind the robes and stuff that enforce the law, like the judges and the prosecutors and the lawyers and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? But we most definitely are aware, and we got to keep a lookout and be able to determine who is who and what is what. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely we gotta, I don't even want to give this man a shout out. We just gonna say the dictator in North Korea and now Big Bang Putin of Russia that's doing things to, who they invading?
What, Ukraine?
Right, Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't, and this is selfish on me, I'm gonna call myself out on this right now, Cal. I was feeling sorry for Ukraine until they pulled that mess with the Africans, you know what I'm saying? Not allowing people on the trains. You know what I'm saying? So you want everybody to pray for you being selfish, but y'all being selfish again, not letting these women who got babies, kids, and y'all letting them freeze out in the dark because y'all want all Ukrainians, which we already know what the code word for that is, but you want them to get on the train first.
Right.
And be able to get out the city. So my peoples ain't good. We ain't no good.
It's crazy. We the most persecuted and mistreated nationality in the world. What's even crazier is we allow it. What's even crazier is our ancestors allowed it. But that's don't even get into that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's most definitely been confusing times since the dawn of time. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to be selfish and have control. Then want to go ahead, once they have control of what they can control within their own circle, that's not even enough. They got to go ahead and take over more territory. Everything just so territorial, man. Crazy, man. And then last thing is most friends that you'll have, as we all know as well, are selfish. They always, like, I know in the previous years that I've been living, you know what I'm saying, my closest friends, you know what I'm saying, have put out their real hands and shown me their cards as far as how the relationship or the friendship really was, and it was only for their needs. You know what I'm saying? No,
That's not a friend.
you right. You know what I'm saying?
That's a user. And that just comes with us growing up and realizing certain people ain't for us. You know, your friends that may have been your friends when y'all was kids, you guys just may have grown apart because you became different. They became different. You know what I'm saying? for whatever reason. But what you talking about, that's just people just flat out using you till they can't use you no more. And now they look at you as useless. That's definitely selfish.
Yeah.
That's definitely selfish. You always taking from the pot, but you never feel anything in.
Right.
That's selfish.
Yeah, man. I'm real strong when it comes to reciprocation. So if I show you love, I do for you, I expect it. I expect it. I know that's selfish to say as well, but I expect the same treatment back. You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
Right. If people are not willing to do that, then we can't be around each other. We can't. There's no such thing as a fluid or a true friendship or a genuine friendship when you ain't willing to do what people do for you. That's just crazy. So, Cal, what do you think would be some solutions to being selfish?
Some solutions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's either in your heart or it ain't really. When it comes to being selfless, a selfish heart is just a selfish heart. It's gonna take growth, maturity, God to get that heart to change. Me personally, it's hard for me to deal with selfish people because we came up playing team sports, so we came up with the concept of teamwork make the dream work.
Right.
Play for your teammates. So we came up with the selfless mentality, but we also had selfish teammates who didn't want to pass the ball.
Right.
Who wanted to shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stuff like that. So it really has to be that person to really change internally from to get out of that selfishness. And not all selfishness is bad. Such as myself, for example. You know this, cause like I be there for everybody. I do what I can. I try to show up for everything. I had to take a selfish moment for myself in December and heal my body. You know what I'm saying? I was down. I had to be selfish for myself because if I can't take care of myself, I can't help nobody else.
Right.
So that wasn't a negative thing of me being selfish. That was just me finally, putting myself first. And we have to do that sometimes. Not always a negative. But if you're always thinking about you and then you and you and you and that's it, nobody else matters, that's a different kind of individual. And I know it's promoted now through social media to be selfish. I read stuff and I'm like, that's not the way to go through life. And life is supposed to be a service to someone. So, if it's something as simple as holding the door for the old lady, helping her carry her groceries to her car, things like that. It's just being a service to other people. They don't have to be your friend.
Right.
They don't have to be your family member. Just being a service to somebody. Seeing some ladies that's stranded and they can't, they get their tire changed. As many tires I can change in my life, I can help them change that tire real quick. In number 5 minutes of my time. That's being a service to people. That's selflessness. I'm inconveniencing myself because I may have had something to do and I'm helping you. Not that I'm mad about it, it's because I want to do it. That's selflessness. I feel like that's a trait that it comes from the heart. It's rare that that's taught. It's either in you or not.
I dig that. I think just the solutions, like I said, most definitely it's got to be in your heart first. But once it's in your heart, you know what I'm saying? So maybe we can go ahead and like donate to charity or just do charitable things like changing tires or washing vehicles or cutting grass or speaking to the youth. You know what I'm saying? So we won't have a generational gap that we're trying to alleviate right now. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk to the youth as older individuals, make sure we lead with respect. Like a big brother or a big sister, like I said earlier.
Not trying to look local.
Right. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Just speaking from my experience, our experience talking to the older guys, they lead with you young, disrespectful. Like they lead with disrespect towards the younger generation and
Fact.
no understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where that disconnect comes. I feel like if our generation, knowing what we've been through, can connect with the younger generation, like, hey, I understand. I know what this is. I know what this is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is the way that you should go.
Fact.
This will make your life easier. That type of thing. Not trying to preach to somebody and act like you got it all figured out or you had it all figured out at their age. Which a lot of the older generation does. But that's a whole other situation that I can talk about. So I'm trying to stay on topic.
Yeah, man. We got most definitely we gotta remain in goodwill and in good fortune when it comes to the individuals that we come across. Just speak from a place of love and from a place of respect, and also be able to empathize on what's going on with the youth or what's going on with even people of the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you know what I'm saying, you have to empathize with women, you know what I'm saying, on a lot of things, and keep things in mind on that perspective as well. But while we lead and do that and teach the youth, just teach your kids different too, because kids do and sometimes mimic what their parents do. So teach them how to love and respect each other. Teach them how to go ahead and love and respect those in the community, and it don't even have to be just black people. It could be white people, Asian people, Arabian people, German people, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just love and respect all. But most definitely keep us, you know what I'm saying, in line when need to be. Don't be a yes man and don't be a dream killer. So you don't need no naysayers, but we don't want no yes man either. Yeah.
I'm right with that one. And if you're gonna donate to a charity, do your research on that charity. Make sure whatever you donate to is being used properly in the community, being used properly for whatever that charity is saying they're using it for.
Yeah.
Because even though it says non-profit organization, it's all for profit. Everything is for profit.
Yeah, for sure.
You got a lot of selfish people hiding behind non-profit organizations, doing selfish things, projecting themselves like they selfless and that they for the community, and they really vultures, stealing from the people of the community. So do your research on some of these charitable organizations or non-for-profit organizations. Don't be confused. Everything is for profit. Always know that.
Yeah, man. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and end off the episode. Once again, we really do appreciate y'all vibing, clicking that play button. Make sure if y'all viewing this on YouTube to subscribe first off. Then
Please subscribe.
Right. Leave a comment second off. And then hit that bell notification icon, so anytime that we have videos, you know, you'll be the first to know. Because usually we premiere all new content every Thursday. That's every week, like clockwork. So, and before I go as well, see I got the Cool Killer shirt on. You know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and floss on Cuz in my behalf. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and listen to it on all the platforms that's available out there. So that's
all streaming platforms, all of them.
Yeah, you know,
you ain't gotta ask which one. All of them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Me, I like Spotify. Sometimes I hit up YouTube, but I know those might be into Apple and iTunes or Tidal. You know what I'm saying? For those who got the bread to go ahead and spend on Tidal memberships. Who am I to say? But yeah.
Whatever you into, Pandora, Amazon, whatever you into.
Yeah. Even the Peloton, if you're talking about working out at the gym, you know what I'm saying? Look up CoolKillahz. It's CoolKillahz. So, most definitely, we appreciate, we love y'all. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Killah Threat.
Follow me at Cool Cal UMG on Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter, follow me at _ Cool Cal UMG 21.
And just like that, y'all, we out this deal. All love.